somebody is doing now. I would.
Yes,
Ah,
yes, yes.
okay, so I would need recording of this. Okay. So I don't need to record at my end. Na? It's already getting recorded now.
हाँ हाँ.
ठीक है. Or let me share the screen. Okay.
Hmm.
So in today's session, our focus is on understanding the mathematics kit as a whole. So when I say mathematics kit, it's a combination of two, three things. One is when I want a child to understand mathematical concepts, first they want access to diagrams. So to address this problem, this mathematics kit includes an encyclopedia of tactile diagrams, which has two volumes, volume A and volume B. It's a compilation of concepts which are required by students from class 1 to class 10. These are concept oriented diagrams, and they're independent of any curriculum or any particular board, so that anybody across the country can make use of them with the help of the teachers or the any support system which is available to them. So that is one. The second, and this thing is developed in collaboration with XRCVC. So based on their experience, their set of tactile diagrams, so entire content came from them, and we based on the guidelines we agreed on, okay, this is the for the best representation and the best understanding, these are the guidelines which needs to be followed, and hence everything needs to be standardized. So based on that standardization, this tactile version has been developed. So for now it's not formally launched, but as part of this mathematics kit, this tactile book is also being provided. For now, you have not received the tactile books because they are right now production is going on, and in the near maybe next month, we'll be sending the books also. So that is one part of the problem. The second part is, even if a child has gained these skills to understand the geometry concepts, then the next question comes, what is the use of it if the child is not able to create the diagrams himself or herself? So to address that problem, the second component of the mathematics kit comes into picture, which is referred to as Geom kit. Geom kit is a geometry kit which has various instruments for creating these tactile diagrams and doing various measurements, be it length or the angles, or drawing various arcs and complex geometry constructions. For this thing we have developed in collaboration with Mr. Anupam Garg. He worked with he has been working on this kit for quite a lot of time, and now we have optimized the design and manufactured it at RLS. So, and these two, when combined together, become the mathematics kit. And right now we are able to provide you these kits because it's a part of a program uh, 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 which is a project at Saksham and supported by NIIFL. So under that CSR initiative, they have agreed to provide us the funding of around 300 kits. Out of those 300 kits, we asked for kits for Vision Empower, and that's what we have supplied to you. So that's the complete background of what it is all about. And now from here on, let's start talking about each component individually, and let's see how these things work. So first we'll talk about the mathematics kit tactile book, volume A and volume B. So for that, Pulkit will share the screen and show us what this book is and how to access this book. So in the today's session, we'll pay a lot of emphasis on understanding how to introduce these things to a visually impaired child so that they can make best use of it, especially when we are trying to do certain things on. So obviously, if it is one-to-one or face-to-face, then things are much very easy. But when we are trying to do it online or in a group session, then we have to make sure that certain concepts are more emphasized so that children understand them quickly. Okay, so Pulkit, Can you open the, so this is the book that you can see on a screen. Maybe
So,
for bigger, you can pin his window, so that you can see the bigger section. Pulkit, go ahead.
yeah. So basically, the book is in 2 volume. It's a big book. It covers concept from class first to fifth in the first to sixth in the first volume, and 7th to 10th in the second volume. So idea behind this was, currently the curriculum-based books are so distributed, and different state have different curriculum. First of all, second thing is there are many concepts that are not required to be understood through diagram, can be understood through image description, and when we concise all the concept based diagram that are necessary for a student, we can compile it in a very small book which can be used across curriculum. Okay, so the idea came from there. This version A covers all the concepts that are required for student to understand geometry based concepts or mathematical concepts from class first to sixth, and all those concepts are covered in this book. Similarly, there is a volume B in which 7 to 10 7 to 10 class concepts are covered. So if you see, the book is not spiral bound, it's a ring binder. You can open the ring binder and close it. Okay, and you can take out the sheets out of it. So idea was that if in a classroom there are suppose 20 students, and what teacher can do, if teacher is teaching a concept of circle, she or he will take out all the diagrams related to circle, distribute it in the class, and then teach that concept. Then take back the diagram, put it in the file back, and that file can be used again for the next class. So the idea was like this, that that's why the diagrams are in a loose sheet format, so that it can be used easily in the classroom and students do not have to carry this bulky book also. So I'll quickly show you the concepts. So the layout of the book is in a very different way.
Pulkit, paper क्या use किया है?
ये जो है, जो टेक्स्ट है वो सिल्विया ब्रेल पेपर पे है, प्रिंटलेस ब्रेल, ठीक है, लेकिन जो डायग्राम है हमारे, वो हमारे ब्रेल ऑन शीट जो हमारे स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स में होती है वही है. ओके, सो द ब्रेल ऑन शीट्स की लाइफ हमारे एस्टिमेट के हिसाब से 5 से 7 साल होती है, तो ये बुक काफी लॉन्ग लास्टिंग है, कोई वो नहीं है. अनदर थिंग इज दैट इसमें से हमने टेक्सचुअल कंटेंट मिनिमाइज किया है, मतलब डायग्राम के बारे में कुछ नहीं होगा, क्योंकि हम वो एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि वो टीचर जब पढ़ा रही होगी तो द टेक्सचुअल सपोर्ट विल बी देयर, आइदर इन फॉर्म ऑफ ऑडियो और इन फॉर्म ऑफ ब्रेल और इन सम अदर फॉर्म. ठीक है, इसमें मेनली डायग्राम कॉन्सेप्ट है. जैसे सिंपल सा एक आइडिया देता हूँ. सपोज हम लोगों को
one sec, Pulkit. Hey guys, everybody understands Hindi? Otherwise, you might need to go back to English, Pulkit. I think Anita doesn't understand Hindi. I think
I'll continue in English.
So
basically, if you want to understand a concept of point and lines, so it is chapter A3. Then you can go through that chapter. The page number is there. You can go through that chapter. Okay, and once you navigate to that chapter A3, you can see that what all concepts are covered in A3. So the concept of point is covered, concept of line segment is covered, lines, rays, and everything is covered. And then there is a sub page number within the chapter, A3.1, 3.2, 3.3, which tells you which diagram is where. Suppose you want to teach a concept of ray. Ray is 3.2. You go on diagram 3.2. The braille number is on the top here. We go on diagram 3.2. Okay. And then on using this 3.2 diagram, we can teach the concept of ray. Okay, so this is how.
इसमें braille है कि नहीं? Sorry, is there braille on this?
I'll just open and show you.
Braille is there.
There is braille. Okay.
If you see, अब दिख रही है क्या?
हाँ. Yes, I can see.
So the page number is here. Okay, and then there is braille, and that concept can be taught. After teaching that concept, the sheet can be placed back. You can pin it off and then teach the another concept which is required. So इसके अंदर first book के अंदर first से fifth के जो concepts है, जैसे 2D shapes is covered, basic symmetry is covered, point and line is covered, basic angles, triangles, quadrilaterals, basic of circles, and then measurement, basic measurement and basic of graphs. ये सारे concepts covered है. Within every chapter there are multiple concepts that are covered. So the
is
book
there
is
any worksheet की तरह कुछ है क्या? जैसे उनको देखना है कि ये वाला मेजरमेंट मेजर करके देखो कि ये एंगल क्या है, या सॉरी check the angle or check the the side is 5 centimeter long. ऐसा उनको, is there a place where they can check that? They can do
No,
that?
it's not like a workbook or like a activity book. It's more like ki you are reading a concept from your textbook. When the diagram comes, you can you can refer to this, or the teacher can refer to this to explain that concept with context to that
Okay,
textbook.
okay.
Okay, so the idea was to keep it independent of curriculum, any specific course books. So that is why only minimal information is here, so that people don't confuse things. So
And it's also not mapped like NCERT book. Like it is not figure point 1.1. The concept is taught here. The exercises are something that has to be done differently. Okay, that is where reconstruction and all can be done on geometry kit that we'll be doing later. Okay, you can redo all it. You can then measure it there. Okay, and we also in the kit we also have vernier caliper. So vernier caliper itself can also be used to measure these lines and everything, because these are raised lines. They can be at least measured through that.
So, but for example, to add to your question, suppose this triangle, you are teaching a concept of triangle and you want child to measure this. So a child can use this diagram and use this tactile scale from the kit to measure the length of the so. So activity is something that teacher is going to decide whether they want to do it as an activity or not.
Done.
Like this concept of symmetry is taught here and all those things. So this was the volume 1. Okay. Any doubt on the layout of the book?
One thing I want to add is the main thing that we teach students when we give this book is how to make use of this book and how the index is arranged. So there are two indexes. One is the main index. Go to that. So this index talks about the chapters which are covered in this book. And the notation is also important. A stands for volume A. A1 is chapter 1, and then point 1 to point 13 is page numbers of the tactile diagram sheets.
Oh, okay.
So this is first index, and then corresponding to each chapter there is another index like this.
Okay.
So now chapter A1 is 2D shapes, types of lines, and so on. And in this chapter, A1.1 is the first sheet, and on that triangles are covered. A1.2 is the second sheet, and on that squares are covered, and so on. So if a child understands this, and where to look for the page number in the diagram is in the diagram, page numbers are on the top right corner in Braille. They are only in Braille. Okay, and then there is something written where where it is called concepts that can be taught using this volume. It's basically to help the teacher understand what are the things that she can teach. And then second is supplementary aids. And in supplementary aid, it may, like, you may or may not use some or all of them, but at least for the point of from the information point of view, these things are added that okay. For the handmade thing, you can use wiki sticks, or you can use some cardboard boxes to make similar representations.
So Sylvia, answering your question, workbook wala. So this also, these shapes, I think most of the teachers use, like they use the cutout of triangles and all those things.
Correct.
So in every chapter, it is also mentioned that what all aids can be used to teach that concept in an activity-based manner. Okay, so some aids, many of these aids are like handmade aids, real objects or something, and almost all the teachers are using these aids. Some things like wiki sticks and some geobox and all those things, these are not used right now, but can be used to teach these concepts.
So basically, this is based on experience of XRCVC team. Like they have all these supplementary aids which they have acquired from different parts of the world, and they have listed these things.
So similarly, there is a volume 2 of the book, exactly in the same manner. It covers the advanced geometry concept from 7th class to 10th class, arranged in the exact same manner. The concept is our higher level, but the organization of the book will be the same. The table of content will have chapter B1. B means volume B has started. And then there will be B1 to B11 is the number of diagram in this concept. in the chapter. Okay, and the same orientation, same everything will be same. Even the supplementary aids will be mentioned after each diagram.
ये कहाँ तक जाता है? ट्रिग्नोमेट्री सब है इसमें?
Yes.
Okay.
तो ये chapters हैं इसमें.
Pulkit,
Yeah.
one question: is it that both the books are independently made, or अभी कोई basic concept जानना है, so is there a link wherein इसके लिए you can go back to the previous book or something?
Yeah, so basically जो idea ये है कि you have the TOC. Within the TOC also there is a list of concepts. आप वहाँ पे you can search for that concept कि ये concept किस volume में है, कौन से chapter में है, किस page number पे है, and you can directly jump to that.
Oh. And volume A has index of volume B also, and volume B has index of volume A also. So that way linking has been done.
इसके साथ there is also how to use guide. हम लोग वो उसका भी soft version will share it with you. In all the instruction is there on how to using this, how these manuals can be used.
So whatever we have explained, that part is also written very well in a consolidated form. Okay. So shall we move forward? Okay. Then Pulkit, you can talk about the DIY also. Then we'll move to geometry.
Yes, I'll bring DIY forward.
Haan.
Yep. So there's another kit. We call it DIY tactile graph kit. So the idea was that how can we recreate graphs on his own, and how can teacher and student both recreate these graphs. So in this book, basically there are 4 main things. First is this module. It's a self-learning tactile graph manual in which all the graphs, all the concepts of the graphs are covered. From very basic, you start with the embossed grid. What is a grid? Then you start with what is number line. Okay, then you understand what are the axes on the graph. Then you understand what major and minor marks means, grid on the graph itself, and then the quadrant of the graph. Once you understand this idea of what exactly a graph is, then you go to different types of graph that are used in day-to-day life. And in every graph there is an example. Example is also in such a way that a student can understand it very easily. Like if you see this picture of the graph, okay, so number of balls sold, a very basic example. Similarly, the next graph is the bar graph. The example is student name and the marks scored by each student. Then the next graph is line graph, which is like number of hours spent in study each day. Okay, and then histogram. Similarly, age group of the student in the classroom. The thing is that while teaching this graph, you can also create an activity out of it. Like in the class itself, you can ask student to check number of age group and create this histogram on their own. So those things can also be done while using this box. So one is this self-learning manual. The textual content is written in such a way that a student can also read it on their own and understand it. And the idea was to make it very, very cost effective. That's why every diagram is done on the Braille sheet itself. And the diagram is done in text plus Braille. I can show you zoomed in. I don't know whether Braille is visible or not.
Visible.
Yeah. So the diagram is embossed and it's in text plus Braille. So student can also understand it, and even a brother or a teacher can also teach him these concepts. So this was the first thing.
ये tactile view से क्या है?
ये tactile view नहीं, हम लोगों ने View Plus Embosser. We have used View Plus Embosser. जिसके अंदर we can print directly through CorelDRAW. So उसके through we can do it.
Okay. Similar to tactile view. Huh?
Similar to tactile view. Okay. So this was the first thing that comes in the book. Basically what is in the book and how to use the Braille paper की textual content भी है. Again, how to use that. उसके अलावा I'll just show you what else comes in the book. Then once you have understood all the concepts, that which graph is to be created, how can you create that graph, then you can use these tactile sheets, graph paper, to create a graph. It's a embossed graph paper, 1x1 ka. and there are 10
हाँ,
sheets right now in the set.
हाँ, हाँ.
Okay, you can use this to create it. Now, creating a graph is also a big issue. How a student or a teacher will create this graph. So for that, what we have done is we have given 3D glues. Favicol. Okay, you can use this favicol. Use a graph paper and just put it on and create a line.
बच्चों के लिए डिफिकल्ट नहीं होगा?
बच्चे themselves, yes, it is difficult, but mainly है कि at least somebody who is sighted or teacher is there,
हाँ, वो
at
दिखा
least
कर
they should
सकते
be
हैं.
able to, हाँ.
Do it.
Though we have tried writing it in a way that child can create, can also try to create, but I don't know how many will be able to do it.
So first is
पुलकित थोड़ा अच्छा ड्राइंग कर लेता है शायद, थोड़ा ठीक ही है लाइन.
तो mechanical design तो आता ही हो सकता है.
So then what you can do is you can use this tactile markers. So we have given tactile
हाँ,
markers. to
ये
put
हम
on-
बिंदी देते हैं. हाँ, आपके
exactly
टैक्टाइल,
वही.
हमारा बिंदी बेस्ट है. हाँ. हाँ.
तो ये वही बिंदी वाली चीजें ही है. So ये you can
हाँ.
put a point. Okay, and then use a.
ये
3D
कहाँ
glue
से
to-
लाते हो? Where do you make this? Tactile marker?
So you
Stationery.
get like stationery shop, any craft shop.
वो भी मिल जाता है. Okay.
हाँ.
And then you can use another color. So we have given 2 colors, and your graph is ready. So this is how a teacher can quickly create a graph to teach some concepts. अब इसमें next thing is how do you do braille on this?
भाई इसको ड्राई करने में एटलीस्ट हाफ एन आवर का गैप देना होगा before you can use it.
Correct.
So next thing is how do you do braille on it? So what we have done is we have given a sticker sheet. Okay, in the kit.
ब्रेल का स्टिकर शीट.
Braille का sticker नहीं है,
Okay.
एक normal sticker sheet है. And you
हाँ.
can use a braille embosser or
Braille
a
slate.
to quickly
Braille slate पे.
label it, cut it, and paste.
Oh,
तो जैसे
okay. अच्छा है
braille
ना
slate पे
देवी,
sheet
we
को
can
रख-
also use this. हाँ.
तो braille slate पे इसको रखो and then just
हाँ.
do whatever
You
and
do it and then you
उसको
cut that
tear it
point.
and हाँ,
उसको
हाँ.
tear
Cut
it
it and paste it down.
हाँ, must.
Okay, if you have the braille labeler, जो standard braille labeler होते हैं, that can also be used. They are also taped like braille labels. That can also be used.
अच्छा.
So this is
Nice,
how
nice.
this kit can be used to create diagrams. The idea is that once the diagram is there, then teacher can create multiple diagram and give it quickly. We are not sure whether students will be able to do it themselves, but at least teacher or a parent can do it very quickly using these simple aids and then give that diagram.
Nice.
And for this particular kit, there are two types of audience. One is obviously the children. They can understand various graphs. The second are the computer users. Because a lot of people use Excel for doing various things, but problem comes, they don't understand which particular graph is to be used when and how it visually looks like.
Correct.
So
correct.
that mapping of Excel graphs to this becomes easier if
Correct.
they go through this thing. So this is one part of the story. The second part is how to make diagrams yourself. So for that part, we'll go through the Geom kit. And in this
पेपर
initially,
चाहिए होगा ना? We need paper for this.
paper, everything is inside this only.
Oh.
Okay. So when a child will get the Geom kit, it will come with the paper tapes at this edge. Two or three paper tapes are placed. So we ask the child to locate for the paper tapes, and once they locate, we ask them to pull them out so that they can open the box. Once the tapes are out, box will open, and then we have a layered arrangement of various instruments in the box. On this side, we have a folder which is open on the right side. So this orientation of left right is very important, because when we were trying to teach in group classes, this was very important that we are giving right references. So folder is open on the right side, and from that right side, papers can be taken out. But for now, papers are not required.
Oh, okay, okay.
Then we try to introduce the various things which are there in the kit first without making use of anything. So we ask the child, okay, go to the left side and then start moving your hand towards right. The first thing that will come in your hand is something straight and has tactile markings on it. So this is your scale for measurements. Now it has one plain side. One side is plain and the other side has teeth. And for now this much is okay, and then you can put it back. So we will use this for measuring length. The second thing is something which is like a point. It is a pin like thing. Don't hold it from here. You try to use the flat portion, which is like a fish fin. So you will always hold this from here, and this is known as point marker. So this is the fundamental component of the kit, and you will be using it for marking points, various points for any geometry construction. Everything is magnetic, so you can also keep your kits open, and together we can go through the.
I've kept it open. Everybody can open the kits. Yeah.
So there are 4 such point markers, one below the other.
वो थोड़ा sharp है ना वो edge.
The point is very sharp, yes, but that's what we teach. We never hold the point marker from this point. For the movement, this flat portion which has texture is always used. The fin part. Fin part is used for moving the marker on the slate. Then you first locate it and then you keep them back. Then comes the another long thin, which is your point marker. Oh, sorry, line marker. This is referred to as line marker. Or it has a magnet in between and a very long thing. And then we have shorter line marker, smaller line marker, which has magnet at one end, at the top end. Both will be used for drawing various lines. These are called line markers. So for now, you don't need to learn anything or really write down things, because we'll be sharing the manual. For now, just try to understand, and if any questions are coming to your mind, then keep asking them. Then comes the most important part, which
you've not shown us the manual, no, Piyush?
Manual part is not here. We'll be sending the soft copy of this the manual for this.
Okay.
After this call, I'll send that.
Okay.
Then next is the stylus. Stylus बोलते हैं या इसे ice cream stick. It resembles the ice cream stick, and or it's like a spoon, or it has 2 teeth at one end, and in between the 2 teeth there is a gap. And this gap is going to play the role of main role for creating tactile drawings. So, and at this point we also try to explain how to move the line marker on how to move the stylus on any of the object like line marker. So the idea is this top edge, the teeth should go between the edge, and you can slide like this. So I'll just show you. So basically it's gap mein you are moving the stylus like this. Is this point clear? How to move the stylus on any of the thing? This is clear now.
So basically, wo jo edge hai, there's an edge in that scale. That round नीचे जाएगा तो वो edge ऊपर आएगा, and I put that edge between my 2 teeth of the stylus and pull it down.
बेसिकली यहाँ पे एक कर्व बनता है, तो जो इसका ये जो टॉप बन रहा है, टॉप के ऊपर स्लाइड करना है आपको टीथ के बीच वाला स्पेस पे.
ओके, गॉट इट.
टीथ के बीच वाला स्पेस इसमें इंसर्ट करा और देन यू मूव इट.
Okay.
So basically this is used to draw various things. After the stylus, you have the protractor. Protractor resembles your lollipop. and in this protractor you will be using this lollipop for measuring angles. So measurement of angles as well as for creation of angles, you'll be using this. For now, I'm not going into detail of any particular component, just introducing the whole thing so that child can. So we found that initially it becomes like quite a task for children, younger children, because they're trying to learn so many new things together. So we try to keep it very simple for the beginners. Then we have a set square. The purpose of set square, again, you can draw a triangle, and commonly it is generally used for quickly drawing 90-degree angles or a 60-degree angle or a 30-degree angle without the use of protractor. So that is the purpose. So with this, layer 1 is complete. Then we ask, now lift the layer 1, like lift this foam sheet and keep it above the keep it on the other side of the box. Then the second layer will come. On the second layer, you have the most important thing, which is the base of all your constructions, which is your slate. So this is your magnetic slate. And on this, you will be placing the braille paper in this open using this mechanism. So at this point, we explain the orientation. So for all the constructions, we recommend that the slate should be held in portrait position. And this locking mechanism should be on the top side, like away from your body on the top side. And it has this cuts given on both the edges, left and the right edge of the slate. So basically for the like the straight line reference. So they are like opposite to each other. So when you are using various things, or you are using a scale, you can use this as a reference, these cuts as a reference to align your scale or your line marker or anything in a straight line. So this is the second layer. Then keep it above the first layer and then come to the third layer. On the third layer, you will find pankha and chakri. So pankha and chakri. Pankha, now first understand pankha. Pankhe mein kya hai ki this is the technical name for this is circle marker. The technical in this it's very important that children either start with the left side or the right side, because both have different functions. So we say ki apna left side, go to left side and first take out the fan, which is your circle marker. Now read the what is it written in braille. On the fins of the fan, there is something written in braille, and when you read it, you will find the first one from the center is 30, then 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And the same readings are there on all three fins. So fark nahi padta how this thing is oriented or how you are holding it. From all sides, you can just quickly read ki main abhi kahan par hu. So if I am touching the first thing, that means यहाँ पे 30 mm diameter की बात हो रही है. Then next is 40 mm, then 50 mm, then 60 mm, then 70 mm, then 80 mm. तो यहाँ पे point आता है कि why is not centimeter. तो 3, 4, 5, 6 वो 3.0 लिखते तो ब्रेल में 3 कैरेक्टर्स लग जाते. So basically यहाँ पे स्पेस नहीं है, तो 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 लिखा हो. Now below that we have the चूड़ियां और rings which will be used for drawing various circles. तो सबसे पहले generally we prefer कि बच्चा सबसे बड़ा ring उठाए, because it's easier to draw a bigger circle, and to fit this also is easier. So we ask the child, okay, pick out the largest ring from this stack of rings. So when you take it out, try to read what is written on this ring. Then the child will say कि यार यहाँ 80 is written. Now try to read at how many places 80 is written. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Say at 6 places in braille 80 is written. Now how to play, and the technical name for this is circle frame. So fan is circle marker and chakri is circle frame.
Reverse. So the circle are called markers because you use them to mark it. The
हाँ,
frame is a holder.
हाँ. So that's why I was saying Pulkit you should be here. तो यही confusion होती है. Okay, ठीक. तो okay. So चक्री हो गया हमारा मार्कर और ये हो गया हमारा फ्रेम. ओके, तो अब फैन के अंदर नाउ दिस पार्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हाउ टू फिट द मार्कर इन द फ्रेम. तो हम कहते हैं कि ओके, वन इजियर वे इज कि फ्रेम को फ्लैट सरफेस पे रखो, मेक वन फिन वर्टिकल, एक फिन को वर्टिकल कर लो, देन होल्ड, कीप द फ्रेम एज इट इज, देन होल्ड द मार्कर and try to locate two braille numbers with a small gap in between. Try to locate any 2 points where the braille is there and there is a small gap in between. Then it's like इसके ऊपर जाके पंखे के ऊपर इस रिंग को पहना दो. Basically you will just place this from on one side like this. When you place it on one side, other two sides will get aligned automatically. तो एक साइड से पहनाया तो बचे हुए दो अपने आप अलाइन होंगे.
The idea is that the braille on the fan should come between the braille on the circle.
और यही चीज if you start with the smallest ring, then it becomes little difficult to explain, especially to the group. If one is to one thing is going on, it's very easy. तो बहुत आसानी से समझ जाते हैं बच्चे. But like we are trying to do in groups of 20 or 15, then it becomes difficult. So we start with the largest ring first.
And we have realized that this activity of placing the ring itself has to be tried 3-4 times so that student is comfortable with it of placing the ring.
तो फिर हम कहते हैं कि ओके, अब इसके बाद चलो अब बताओ कौन सा निकालोगे. तो ओके, पिक आउट द फ्रेम ऑफ योर चॉइस. जो ठीक है 6 वाला निकालो, ठीक है 6 वाला 60 वाला निकाला, देन ट्राई टू प्लेस इट. देन सबसे छोटा निकालो, अपनी कलाई के साइज का निकालो, ऐसा वाला निकालो जो आपके हाथ पे चूड़ी की तरह आ जाए. तो देन प्लेस इट एंड ट्राई टू क्रिएट द एंटायर पैटर्न. स्मॉलेस्ट वाले में देयर इज अ डिफरेंस कि इन बिटवीन गैप इज लेसर एज कंपेयर टू अदर्स. तो दिस शुड नॉट बी कंफ्यूज्ड. दिस इज द एक्चुअल थिंग वेयर द गैप इज सेम. So like this, they can try and repeat this because
so this is a little different. Now the last one is a little different. The gap is not between the two numbers, but it is outside of the two numbers.
It's between the two numbers itself, but because the spacing was less, the outside
also देखने में ऐसा लगता है.
outside also came close.
तभी मैंने बोला था कि सबसे पहले छोटे को नहीं उठाएंगे, बड़े से स्टार्ट करेंगे. तो अदरवाइज वो कंफ्यूज कर जाता है. बट जब वो 5 रिंग्स डाल चुका होता है बच्चा, देन पुटिंग द लास्ट रिंग इज बिट.
Another way of telling is on the back side, if you move your hanger, there is a depression.
Okay.
Rest every will be flat. Only the depression will go inside.
ठीक है. हाँ, got it.
हाँ, ये भी सही है कि you can use this locate the depression and then hold it from there and try to put it in the gap on the fan.
What concept are we teaching here?
यहाँ पे अभी right now we are just introducing the components of the kit and we are saying कि when you have to draw circles, you will be using this particular instrument for draw. So instead of a compass, so this is the alternative of a compass that you can use these concentric rings for creating circles of different diameters.
Okay.
तो जितना जो एग्जाम में आया, जो लिखा हुआ है, बस वो वाली रिंग उठाओ, डायरेक्ट ड्रॉ करो, काम खत्म. So you don't have to worry about the compass and all those measurements. So measurements are already done.
ये थोड़ा टाइट फिट हो रहा है क्या?
सभी टाइट फिट बैठते हैं. Yes.
The idea was कि initially थोड़ा tight. Actually, when regular use के साथ it will automatically be used. So initially that's why we have created a tight fit कि वो गिरे ना बाहर.
ठीक है.
So once they do it here and then we say कि चलो अब ये जो आपका जो सर्कल फ्रेम है वापस उसमें प्लेस कर दो सारे सर्कल्स को. So once they become comfortable here, तो फिर आगे वाली एक्टिविटी आसान हो जाती है. तो एक रिंग के साथ कंफर्टेबल करना है पहले.
ठीक है अभी हो गया है.
And then और इसमें now we can also explain कि if you look at this circle frame, it is plain on both sides. This center circle has no texture on both sides. Similarly here there is no texture, both sides are smooth, all fins are smooth. Okay, now when you pick the similar thing on the right side and you try to feel there is a texture on the fins. Texture on the fins. Similarly, when you turn it around, there is texture on the central circle. So that this is given basically to distinguish between two frames.
अच्छा.
And on this, again ask the child to read the numbers. The numbers are 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. So left side, multiples of 10. So when 1 centimeter dia is increasing, right side also 1 centimeter, but odd ola hai wo. 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. तो exactly same concept. तो यहाँ पे आपको सारे circles मिल जाते हैं in multiples of 5 बोले 5 के उसमें.
Excuse me, sir.
जी.
Sir, there is one more circle frame in the left arrangement below.
ये वाला.
हाँ जो सब नहीं जो लेफ्ट साइड पर जो चक्री के नीचे एक और पंखा है ना.
हाँ वो उसी में रहेगा. You can't take it.
That is
fit
fixed. That is fixed. The reason was that when you want to place it back,
Okay.
the circle को वापस डालना है तो it would be very easy
हाँ.
if the frame is there.
Alright. Alright.
अगर वो निकल गया है आपका तो बता देना.
I was just asking that what is the significance of it?
हाँ मतलब वो ये था कि वो बच्चा सब चीजें वहीं पे फिक्स कर सके. सो वो एक उसी बोर्ड पे फिक्स करा हुआ उसे.
Right.
ठीक है. तो लेफ्ट साइड इज प्लेन, नो टेक्सचर. राइट साइड हैज टेक्सचर. लेफ्ट साइड जीरोस में चल रहा है और वो 5 के उसमें चल रहा है. सो दिस वे दैट इसका ओवरऑल इसका क्या पर्पस सॉल्व हुआ कि अगर मेरे को कोई भी सर्कल ड्रॉ करना होता है 30 mm से लेके 80 mm तक का, देन आई कैन ड्रॉ इट यूजिंग द पर्टिकुलर सर्कुलर रिंग फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट और द राइट साइड इन इंटरवल्स ऑफ 5 mm. तो हम अगर हमें कोई बच्चे को कहे कि 82 mm का सर्कल ड्रॉ करो तो ऑब्वियसली वो नहीं कर पाएगा, 32 का नहीं कर पाएगा, 34 का नहीं कर पाएगा. बट वो प्रैक्टिकली मेजॉरिटी ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शंस में उसे चाहिए नहीं होता. तो यहाँ पे जो उसकी रेजोल्यूशन है वो 5 mm का रेजोल्यूशन है उसके पास. ओके, सो दिस इज थर्ड. नाउ अगेन मूव इट अबव एंड देन कम्स द फोर्थ लेयर. फोर्थ लेयर इज सिमिलर. पंखे का एक विंग उड़ गया. रेस्ट कॉन्सेप्ट्स आर सेम. और इसमें इंस्टेड ऑफ सर्कल्स यू हैव आर्क्स. क्योंकि जब हम इस बोर्ड पे कंस्ट्रक्शन कर रहे हैं तो मैक्सिमम जो विड्थ हमें मिल रही है वो 8 तो इधर मिल रही है. तो मतलब 8 से बड़े सर्कल्स तो ड्रॉ नहीं हो सकते. तो 8 से बड़े सर्कल ड्रॉ भी नहीं करने होते. बेसिकली यू हैव टू ड्रॉ आर्क्स ड्यूरिंग कंस्ट्रक्शंस की यहाँ रख के कट अ आर्क ऑफ 11 सेंटीमीटर और 13 सेंटीमीटर. So for that you can use these arcs. Basically these are required for complex constructions or normally छोटे बच्चों के साथ they'll not be used, but purpose needs to be explained. Same funda है इसमें. On one side you have arcs from left side. Arcs are from 85, 95, 105 and 115. Right side arcs are 90, 100 and 110. So up to 80 circles are there and from 85 to 120 arcs are there. And then 2 extra point markers are given. So like if something is they misplace something, then you can use extra. And similarly, if this stylus breaks, then a backup stylus is also given. So this is the entire kit. And we ask children to keep things back properly. And we spend like about an hour to just make them comfortable with taking out the components and putting them back so that the entire kit remains as it is.
सॉरी पीयूष, ये जो आर्क है वो आर्क का वो पंखा नहीं है, सिर्फ आर्क ही है.
हाँ हाँ, आर्क में दो हैं, दो विंग्स हैं और नहीं फैन है ना, पंखे तो दोनों के हैं बट वो फुल नहीं है, 3 विंग्स वाले नहीं है, 2 विंग्स वाले.
पर निकलता नहीं है मेरा. ओ मेरे पास नहीं है वो.
अच्छा देखना एक बार अपनी किट का कैमरा को किट के सामने करना, एक बार देखते हैं, खोल के देखियो. एक सेकेंड, आपकी वीडियो आप कहाँ गए? हाँ अच्छा, आपके बेस में ही नहीं है. ओके, दिस पार्ट इज मिसिंग. आर्क्स आर एंटायर, ये आर्क्स वाला पार्ट ही नहीं है, दिस होल थिंग इज मिसिंग.
नहीं ये है, वो आर्क्स का पार्ट है. बट ये
थोड़ा सा और ऊपर करो, मेरे को नहीं दिख रहा. अच्छा, दिस इज फिक्स. सो दीज आर ओके ओके, ये नहीं है उसमें.
हाँ वो नहीं है, ये वाले नीचे जो फिक्स्ड है, तो फिक्स्ड वाले हैं, फिक्स्ड वाले हैं. बट दिस द वंस दैट यू आर शोइंग मी, नो, वो वाले नहीं है, नीचे वाले हैं.
ओके तो वो मिस हो गए.
हाँ वो असेंबली में रह गया होगा रखना. व्हाट वी कैन डू इज सिल्विया, मैं आपको वो दोनों पार्ट्स अलग से भेज देता हूँ. अब मेरे को
ठीक है. एंड वो सिर्फ मेरे ही, व्हाट अबाउट द अदर्स गर्ल्स?
हाँ भाई, एवरीवन कैन चेक.
Yeah, I have. Yes.
You have, huh? Okay.
Yeah, even I have. Yeah.
Oh, good. ठीक है. Okay. Devi, Meghna, everybody else?
So this is part 1 of the exercise. Now let's come to part 2. Part 2 is the actual drawings, how to use this kit. So we create space in front of the child first and ask the child to take out the first layer and keep it on the right side. Take out the slate and place it in front of you in portrait orientation. Then ask the child to locate the folder. Go to the right side, look for the open side, take out one braille page. And then put it back. And sorry, not put it back, basically fit it on the slate. So look for the raised portion, look for the teeth, try to place the paper such that teeth are below, and then cover it. Push the cover so you can hear a click sound to ensure that the paper has got fixed in the teeth. Press it and paper gets locked. Okay. Then we also teach how to like while placing the components on the slate, you have to move the paper up. So you can fold the paper like this. You can put it थोड़ा सा अटका दो कहीं पे, और you can थोड़ा सा इस तरह से करके बस वो कहीं पे इस तरह से रहे, और you can hold it on the back. इस टाइम पे
निकलना नहीं चाहिए.
हाँ, तो बेसिकली इस टाइम पे प्रॉब्लम ये आएगी कि बहुत बच्चों का ऐसे होने लग जाएगा,
निकल जाएगा वो.
हाँ, तो इसलिए हम कहते हैं कि ठीक है आपको फिट करना है, फिट करो, पर
तो पहले फिट नहीं करते ना, पहले वो सब नीचे डाल के फिर फिट करते हैं.
नहीं, पर वो बार बार चेंज होता रहता है ना. मतलब while you are doing construction, तो आप एक स्टेप करोगे, कुछ कंपोनेंट रखोगे, you will do a step, draw it, and then you go to next step. So basically इसको हल्का सा you have to बस.
Sylvia, can you just tell us one thing? आपके उसमें ना एक सीरियल नंबर लिखा होगा किट पे.
हाँ, लिखा था 1LT1/192. Geom LT
192.
लास्ट 192.
ठीक है.
हाँ.
ठीक है, we'll send you across. और किसी का मिसिंग नहीं है ना?
नहीं, I don't know how, मेरा ही. हाँ, ठीक है.
Okay. Then first concept is to place to mark a point on a paper. So for that,
Okay.
you take out the point marker,
Hmm.
place it on the sheet,
Hmm.
and then unfold the paper. Don't try to locate the point, but don't press from there because it will hurt your finger. So once you have located the point, move your finger a little bit down and then press it. The point marker will pierce the paper and you can easily feel the point. So this way you can mark any point on the sheet.
Mm.
So that's first. Then next is we explain how to move the point marker on the sheet. So for that, you don't have to use the top of the point. Instead, use this fin area and then gently just push it with your finger. You can move the point marker anywhere on the sheet. And it's better that this fin area is pointing down so that it's easier. You have sufficient surface area to place your finger and then move it. You can use your two fingers also instead of one. It's better you use two fingers. So if I have to mark point here, then I'll just unfold, locate the point, move the finger a little down, press it. The point will come. So this is one. The next is also next is okay. Use 2-point markers to draw the line. So you place 2-point markers. Try to align them horizontally using the cuts. Like cut is given, so you can place 1-point marker with reference to the cut. Similarly, you can place another line marker with reference to the other cut and try to see roughly they're in the same horizontal plane. Once we are oriented, it's not necessary. As a beginner, it depends we are doing it with the class 4 student or a class 8 student. So depending on that, things can vary significantly. But you place 2-point markers away from each other preferably in a horizontal line, but not necessary. Then you again mark 2 points. Once you have marked the points, then you take out the long line marker. इसे line marker बोलते हैं, and इसे रख के try to place it over the points. Try to place this on the back side of the line marker. You have a depression, not depression, basically the open side, and you just place this on the points.
Yeah, but just one thing that has to be taken care that the pin of the point marker should go in that gap.
In this gap. So
In
the
this
pins
gap.
should go in this gap. Then the movement will be swift. Because once you have placed this, then you can like just move this line marker any side easily. Okay, and then you just unfold the paper. Now you already have 2 points. You know from where to start and where to end. So this way you have marked the points first, and then you try to draw the line using the stylus. And child can get a feel where the line will come just by pressing the sheet also. So if I press the sheet, I'll get a impression. With the thumb, I just press the sheet, I'll get a tactile feel where the line is going to come. Once I have that rough idea, then I can take out the stylus and then use this teeth gap to move this stylus over this line marker. Starting from point A, press it gently down and move it. Go till you can locate the other point. Use this other hand, which is free hand, to locate the other point, then go to the end of this and your line is ready. Just do it 1 or 2 times to get a good tactile feel. And now
a catch in this is that many students are not able to put the stylus exactly on the point marker. Okay, so you have to teach them many times that there is a gap between these 2 teeth. You have to touch these 2 teeth, place the pointed side of the line marker on the teeth and then move it. It can be done without paper also multiple times so that they understand how the movement has to be done. You can first teach them like this, how Piyush is doing, then they can do it on paper.
But you can try out कि बिल्कुल proper tactile feel के साथ आपको line मिल जाएगा. Okay. Similarly, then we ask them to make various lines as per their preference. Like if a child is in 3rd or 4th grade, then we ask them to make standing line, slant line, different types of lines. They keep trying out different lines so that they become comfortable with drawing lines. And at this point, we also teach them how to use the same point to place the point marker again. So try to locate the point with one finger and then move the point marker such that this point goes back to the same hole. Like this. So the now point marker is back to the same hole. This is required because for complex construction, suppose you have to draw the angle, then you have to do this. If you have to draw multiple lines from the same point, you have to do this. So ये important रहता है. So then you can try out, once this is placed, then you can try out a vertical line. ये दूसरा point mark करा यहाँ पे, and then again place the line marker over it. Make the impression with the finger first. Once you are comfortable, then use the line marker, but again you have to make use of 2 fingers because you have to stop at the other end. So first use one free hand, any finger of that free hand, to go to the other point till where you want to draw the line, and then use the stylus to draw the line at that point. Like this. So they can try out different shapes, different lines just by using this. So up to 5th grade, this basics is good enough. With this, they can do a lot of things.
Team, is this okay? Has everybody been able to do this? Raji, Rishi, Jaya?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
What do
yes.
you think, Rishi?
Yeah.
How do you feel? This is good enough? Do
Yeah.
you have any?
So, sorry, ma'am, I couldn't hear you.
Okay. You can't hear me now also?
Now, yeah, now I can. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No. From a geometry perspective, what do you think, Rishi? Is this good? Is this good? We can use
Yes, ma'am.
this.
Yes. Yes,
It's
it will be
more
very
easier.
useful. Yeah,
More
yes.
easier than the kit, the geometry kit that we are giving to the Worth Trust geometry kit, na?
Yes, ma'am. This is more useful, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Anita, what do you think, Anita?
Yeah, it's nice, ma'am. But I have a doubt. For example, I just want to draw only a 4 centimeter line. Then how to do that?
Yes, this is the next concept that I'm going to explain. Okay. But for like, if I'm not worried about the measurement, then I can draw various things. For up to 5th standard kids, I think these are the basic things: straight lines, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, slant lines, sleeping lines, standing lines, and if basic shapes, rectangle, square, triangle, all these things can be done just with these 2 tools. So for beginners, up to this thing can be introduced first, make them comfortable with this. Once they are comfortable, then we can go to the next level. Like
you can also teach another concept. Like now you have created 2 lines. If they can place the point markers on the extreme ends and create a triangle. So they can put the point marker on this. So that will be like using the same 2 point markers and the line. Then they understand that triangle has 3 points and the 3 lines and all those things.
Piyush, one question. Horizontal, for horizontal lines, we have these groups, right? A vertical line बनाने के लिए, how will we handle that? Whether it's a straight line, कि slanting हो रहा है?
So, yeah.
उसमें basically they have to use this thing ना कि common sense है कि roughly जैसे अगर मैं अपना hand से कितना इस वाले left edge से या right edge से how far is my hand while placing the marker. So ऐसे roughly rough.
So यहाँ पे the idea is that बिल्कुल exactly vertical हो, this is not the concept. It should be standing. It can be standard at 85 degree also. Does not need to be at 90 degree. But to create exact vertical line also, we'll use the scale. We'll come to that.
But अभी के लिए मतलब जुगाड़ भी सिखाना. क्या नया कुछ कह रहे हो? Go ahead.
Sir, I was saying that we can say that they can move their finger once they place the pointers, just to have an idea कि वो vertical.
Exactly.
हाँ.
Use the
वही
finger
जुगाड़ है.
And students are very good at this. मतलब students learn these very easily. So, yeah.
और नहीं तो ऐसे रखो. एक दूसरा आइडिया ये है कि अगर तुम्हें बिल्कुल ही वर्टिकल का देखना है तो just hold the line marker at a certain distance, place the point, go to the left edge, place the point marker like this. ये एक point मिला, then go up wherever you want, again place your hand like this and then fix the marker on the other edge of the line. So basically you are using some of your existing tools to get this idea with reference to the slate. Okay, so now we go to measurements, है ना बोल?
Measurements. इसमें first we'll do the measurement of the existing lines.
हाँ.
And then we'll use the scale to draw vertical and horizontal line.
ठीक है. So again, then locate the points first.
Measurement करने के लिए point marker हटा भी सकते हैं अभी. Scale ऊपर ही रखना है. Basic measurement, first measurement के लिए.
अच्छा, first measurement. Okay. So now, for all the measurements, we prefer that this teeth side is used, and both are identical except that one is teeth side, so it can be fixed with the point marker. So the point marker can be just fixed in one of the grooves.
So if you see, scale has mainly two functions. One is to measure an existing line. One is to draw a new line with a distance, a particular distance, fixed distance. So the teeth side is used to draw a new line with a fixed distance, and the plane side is used to measure an existing distance.
ठीक है. So we say okay. Locate. Now at this point we must explain what this scale means. So now first orientation of the scale. So one side is teeth, the other side is groove. Teeth side is used for while you want to create a particular line segment, and then start from the left end of the scale, the left side bottom edge of the scale. So you have a line, long line, and then two dots above it. Then go forward, there is a small line with no dots. Then there is a long line with one dot. Then keep going forward, understand how it is. So basically after every 1 centimeter, a longer line and a dot is placed, and for half centimeter, only a small tactile line is there. And after 5 centimeters, a long line has two dots also. Two dots. Then after 5 centimeter, you have long line and two dots. Then 10 centimeter, long line and two dots. 15 centimeter, again, long line and two dots. And last 20 centimeter, long line and two dots. So that's the orientation of the scale. So 1 centimeter gap, line and a dot, long line and a dot. 5 centimeter gap, long line and two dots. And half of centimeter gap is short line and then long line with dot. So that is half up. So that means with this scale, children can measure up to 20 centimeter distance in intervals of 0.55 centimeter. So that's the orientation of the scale first. Now, if they want to measure the line that they have already created, then we just ask them ki place the scale such that the leftmost marking is at the left point of the line, like this. Or move the scale such that it is aligned with the line, and then go to the other end of the line, locate the end point of the line, and check where the reading is coming. So
here
place
the tactile also helps in aligning. Tactile, when you move the scale, because it's again magnetic, when you move the scale, it will get obstructed by the tactile.
Right. Now you know, okay, where is the other point, and from using one finger you can start counting how many centimeters it is. So 0 you are starting, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is a 12 centimeter line. So this is one. And once they become comfortable, then we start, okay, tell me quickly. So then they learn how to use 5 centimeter gaps to go quickly to the final reading.
And same scale can be used on the tactile diagram book that we gave, na? Measuring the line segment on any tactile diagram, same scale can be used.
So the scale, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so the scale is little raised.
So on one side it is raised, on the plane side it is tapered, and it is very close to the flat surface.
Yeah, yeah. So when you said when you are measuring it, it is on the teeter side where we use it for measuring.
When you use it for measuring, use this tapered side.
Smooth, the pointed side.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because then you this scale it will then this tactile line will help you align the scale also, because then the scale will get easily aligned with this tactile line.
और फिर वो point डालना है क्या जहाँ पे हमको
point
if we want 5 centimeter, अभी 5 centimeter का line चाहिए,
वो next है, वो इसके बाद वाला है. अभी ये कि अगर आपको measure करना है, कोई आपने कोई भी line है कहीं पे भी, then use this plain side of the scale which is
वो समझ
tapered.
में आ गया. हाँ.
और अब इसके बाद आएगा कि कंस्ट्रक्शन करना है to draw a line of a particular length.
हाँ, ठीक.
Okay. So till this point, any doubt? Okay. So from here now, let's say we have to draw a horizontal line of 4 centimeter. So place the scale at an appropriate position on the board. Just try to ensure it is horizontal. It's not necessary again. So I'm using 1, 2, 3, fourth groove from the left side. So similarly here I'll try to align it near the 4th groove. And I'm keeping it a little away from the left side so that my line is starting from the center of the page, not the left edge of the page.
Another way of aligning is that the width of the scale is same as width of the slate. So if you press the slate exactly,
in fact, this is better.
This will exactly align. So it will always be horizontal. A student can press from both the side and try to align the flat surface of the scale from both the sides.
ये मस्त है.
ये रूलर में ब्रेल नंबर्स क्यों नहीं है? मुश्किल है बहुत.
Space was a constraint.
इसलिए वो 5-5 का इंटरवल करा. तो अभी तक हमें लगा कि 5-5 से चिल्ड्रन वर एबल टू मेक दिस रीडिंग्स वेरी क्विकली. कि मतलब बेसिकली एट एनी पॉइंट आपको सारी रीडिंग्स नहीं करनी है, आपको सिर्फ 5-5 के उस पर जाना है. तो अप टू 5 है तो सीधा यहाँ से रीड करना शुरू करो. और 10 सेंटीमीटर है तो पहला पॉइंट लोकेट करो, दूसरा लोकेट करो, तीसरा लोकेट करो, एंड देन आफ्टर दैट काउंट 1 2 3.
So यहाँ से horizontal scale करना is fine, right? Everyone is able to align it exactly horizontally. Press it from both the sides and it will automatically be horizontal.
ठीक है, अब 4 सेंटीमीटर काउंट करना है तो 4 सेंटीमीटर कैन बी काउंटेड फ्रॉम एनीवेयर इफ दैट इज वन वे ऑफ डूइंग इट. सपोज आई वांट टू काउंट, आई वांट टू ड्रॉ लाइन फ्रॉम दिस हेयर. So you place the marker such that this fin is up, and then you just when you try to move it closer, this marker will go below the scale, and you can fit the point in the groove on the scale. Okay, that is your one starting point. Say suppose I have aligned it to 5, then I want to draw 7 centimeter line. So from here, this is my reference. 1 centimeter, after that 2, 3, 4, 5, again 2 dots, 6 and 7. So I'll move the second marker on the teeth corresponding to 7. So this way, while keeping the scale horizontal, I can place the point markers at a desired distance, any desired distance, up to 20 centimeters.
Here, sometimes students face a little little problem in difficulty
Fixing
in
it.
placing the point marker exactly. So you have to ask them to recheck again when the point marker is placed inside, whether it is again at 7 or not, 7 centimeter or not. Once they do it 2-3 times, then it becomes easy for them.
तो एक तो ये वाला काउंट करने के लिए बोलते हैं. दूसरा, अगर उनको फिर भी डिफिकल्टी आ रहा होता है तो हम कहते हैं कि यार ठीक है, तुम लेफ्ट को 0 मान, you always start from this point and then count 7. हमेशा इससे इस वाले लेफ्ट हैंड से स्टार्ट करो. सो ये डिपेंड करता है बच्चा टू बच्चा, वो कैसे पिकअप कर पा रहा है. उस फर्स्ट मेथड का एडवांटेज ये है कि योर स्केल इज ऑलवेज अलाइंड हॉरिजॉन्टली, और सेकंड का इज मोर इंट्यूटिव. जैसे हम 0 से हम लोग समझते हैं, वैसे दैट चाइल्ड विल आल्सो अंडरस्टैंड. So once you have done this, you have placed the markers at the fixed distance. Then we ask the children to try out various lengths. कि अब मार्कर 7 पे लगाया था, अब 10 पे लगा के दिखाओ, अब 7.5 पे लगा के दिखाओ, अब 8.5 पे लगा के दिखाओ. तो let them try out this few times so that they become very comfortable.
थोड़ा स्केल हिलता है पुलकित.
हाँ, स्केल हिल जाता है, राइट.
अभी मैं काउंट कर रही हूँ ना, तो वो थोड़ा हिल गया.
The pointer to place it in the correct place. When you're trying to press it inside, it's moving down. The scale moves down.
उसको हल्का सा होल्ड करके करना पड़ता है. The idea was कि वो स्लाइड कर पाए स्केल को, इसलिए उसको इतना पावरफुल नहीं रखा हमने. उसको होल्ड करके करना पड़ता है. So एक और तरीका बच्चे जो यूज करते हैं, so once they place it ना, they push the scale to push point markers at different places. ऊपर नीचे भी ऐसे करते हैं.
Sorry.
To align it. Like, हाँ, इससे भी वो अलाइन करने की कोशिश करते हैं. तो स्केल इतना पावरफुल नहीं है, तो दैट्स व्हाई यू होल्ड द स्केल विद वन हैंड एंड देन प्लेस द पॉइंट मार्कर इनसाइड.
मतलब टिपिकली अगर मेरे को करना है तो पहले मैंने नंबर 1 स्टेप हुआ कि मैंने हॉरिजॉन्टली अलाइन करा स्केल को, अगर मेरे को हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन करनी है, नंबर 1. नंबर 2 हुआ मैंने एक स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट डिफाइन करा, वॉट एवर इट इज. तो वो 2 डॉट्स वाला हो सकता है. 2 डॉट्स वाला मैंने करा, पहले 2 डॉट्स को लोकेट करा. देन आई मूव माई फिंगर लिटिल अप टुवर्ड्स द एज, और जब मैंने ये कर रखा है तब मैंने स्केल को होल्ड भी कर रखा है. एंड देन आई एम यूजिंग माई अदर हैंड टू ब्रिंग द पॉइंट मार्कर एट द राइट पोजीशन.
I'm finding it difficult to put the point marker in the place where I want to also.
Okay.
Cause my finger is like I don't know, maybe I don't know with others.
So you try
closing your eyes or opening your eyes?
It's closing eyes, Sylvia.
That is
no,
why.
That is why. Okay. That's what.
That's what I'm saying. I think थोड़ा मुश्किल है.
हाँ. But अच्छा, एक चीज ट्राई करो. जैसे right now I have also closed my eyes. So right now my right finger is on the point marker. I am just bringing it close to the
wedge है ना, to put it in that wedge.
हाँ, तो now it's in the groove. Now it's in the groove, and then I am checking where it is. So it's not
एक सेट आगे.
हाँ, that's what. So it's going either left or right.
Either or left or right, तो वो उसको हल्का सा अलाइन करके वापस लाना पड़ता है. You just push it a little out and then push it on the other.
Now it is inside the right groove. तो मतलब मेरा एक बारी स्केल फिक्स हो गया, एक हाथ से मैंने स्केल फिक्स कर रखा है और मैंने उसे इंसर्ट कर लिया, तो मैं कंफर्टेबल हो गया कि मेरे को किस ग्रूव में डालना आ गया. Then the next step is in the right groove. So maybe it is left or right, but now with practice, now know how to move it to the right groove. So here it is, and here there are 2 dots. So this is my starting point. Right now it's in the correct groove. ठीक है ना? हाँ, अब बोल के देखा. Right. So yes, obviously it needs practice, पर अभी के लिए मतलब at least conceptually how to do it, that part I have explained. Okay, now you go to the next वाले group पे लेके आते हैं. अब हम लेके आते हैं, मेरे को लेके आना है 10 पे लेके आता हूँ मैं. हाँ, for initially 10 वाला easy रहेगा ना, वो करते हैं. तो here is my, again I'm close my eyes. ये 2 dots are here. Then I'm just trying to, I'm not counting in between, I'm counting next 2 dots. Where are the next 2 dots? So here are the next 2 dots, that means 5 centimeter. And then I'm going forward and trying to locate other 2 dots. So here are next 2 dots. So this is 10 centimeter और 10 centimeter के ऊपर मेरे को जाना है. तो this is my reference. और इससे मैंने स्केल, इस एक फिंगर से मैंने अपने पॉइंट्स होल्ड करे हुए हैं और स्केल को भी होल्ड करा हुआ है. एंड देन आई एम मूविंग यूजिंग माय अदर हैंड टू ब्रिंग द पॉइंट मार्कर टू द राइट पोजीशन. और इसके लिए मैं इस तरह से रेफरेंस यूज कर रहा हूँ, यूजिंग माय थंब टू लोकेट वेयर माय द पॉइंट मार्कर शुड कम एंड देन ट्राइंग टू ब्रिंग इट क्लोजर टू दैट. ये आया गया? हाँ आया, सही आ गया, आया. So once you have done this thing, तो it's a
इसको
active
निकाल
use.
के फिर वो रूलर डालना है.
Then you put a line marker, फिर वो line वाला same.
लाइन मार्कर पहना दो, काम खत्म. और पहले पॉइंट मार्क करो, सॉरी.
हाँ, पहले पॉइंट मार्क करना है.
पहले पॉइंट मार्क करो.
पॉइंट मार्क कर लिए और फिर रूलर से, और फिर जहां से हमारा पॉइंट मार्क करा है वहां से हमने पहले, अगर मैं तो फिंगर से कंफर्टेबल हूं तो फिंगर से, और वंस आई हैव डन द रफ मार्किंग तो उसके ऊपर बस देन मूव द स्टाइलस. So that's how I can draw a line of any desired length. इसमें जितना अभी हमने ट्राई आउट करा है, बेस्ड ऑन दैट एक्सपीरियंस आई कैन से कि जिन बच्चों ने पहले ज्योमेट्री किट्स यूज करी हुई है, चाहे वर्ड ट्रस्ट वाली यूज करी है, चाहे कोई भी, चाहे एनआईवी एक्चुअली, तो दे आर एबल टू डू इट वेरी क्विकली एंड इवन फास्टर. बट जिसको आप पहली बार इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हो तो उसके साथ आपको बेसिक हाउ टू यूज पे एटलीस्ट 1 आवर स्पेंड करना पड़ता है बिफोर दे बिकम कंफर्टेबल विद डूइंग कंस्ट्रक्शंस.
करेक्ट करेक्ट.
क्योंकि पहली बार जो बच्चा कर रहा होता है उसे वो कॉन्सेप्ट पकड़ने में कि वो 5 सेंटीमीटर है, 10 सेंटीमीटर है, ये सब कॉन्सेप्ट गैप लगता है. तो जब बिगनर्स के साथ करो तो एटलीस्ट 1 आवर फॉर ओरिएंटेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड, एटलीस्ट 1 आवर.
Even मतलब the idea is कि it's not a one day job. Because as we teach, हम लोग सबसे पहले we teach a concept of point, then we teach a concept of line, then we teach a concept of line segment. So using the same concept, you create a point marker, create a point, you teach concept of point. Then using the line marker, you teach concept of line without any ends, open-ended line. Then with scale, you teach concept of line segment with a fixed length.
Correct,
so these
correct.
concepts are then mapped to this.
Right.
And it's like not a one session job. It goes with the curriculum. Yeah.
Correct.
It's exactly similar to how we teach any sighted student. Na? Like when I was teaching my child how to create an angle, then explaining how to use a D itself is a task, because then they confuse it from where to start. Where is the starting point of the D? From where, like whether I have to read the angles from left to right or I have to read it from right to left. So all these things are confusing. So that's why up to 5th, I would say lines, they should be comfortable first with creating good lines.
And even like drawing a line is also very similar. Like when you want to draw a line on a scale, on a regular scale of 10 centimeter, you mark 0, you mark 10 first, then you use the scale to join the two dots. So here also we did kind of the same. We mark the 0, we then mark the 10, then use the line marker to join the two dots.
Okay. So this is one part. Is everyone able to do it or? Okay.
Team, everybody is able to do it?
Yeah, ma'am.
Jyoti. ठीक है.
Then next is angle. So one is if somebody wants to quickly draw an angle, like 3 angles, so they can use set square. And to use the set square, there is no need of point marker. So to teach basic concepts, this set square thing can be used. And this is basically 3 line markers connected together. So you can use it for drawing the triangle, right angle concept, 30-degree angle concept, and 60-degree angle concept. You can use the set square. That is one way of doing it quickly. But the systematic way of doing it is using the protractor. Now, how to do this using the protractor, we'll see. Okay, again, first the orientation of protractor is given. So hold the lollipop such that stick is down and the upper part is towards your mouth. Now, on this lollipop, you have tactile markings on the circle, at the edge of the circle. Now, how are the markings? There is a line and a dot game. Again, similar game is there. But to begin, okay, you start from your right side. First, you have a dot that is 5 degrees, then a line that is 10 degrees, then a dot 15 degrees, then a line 20 degrees. So again, similar to scale, you have markings here in the intervals of 5 degrees here instead of 5 millimeters. So 5 degrees, 10 degrees, 15, 20, 25, and at 30. तो वहां पे 5 centimeter के बाद था, यहाँ पे 30 degrees के बाद है. So there is a line and a dot, so that you can quickly go to 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, like that. You can quickly go to different angles in intervals of 30. So this is how the D is. And on the outer perimeter also, the tactile markings are given, grooves are given for 10 degrees interval. And to quickly locate, the spokes can also be used. Spokes are at the interval of 30 degrees. So for every spoke, 30, 60, then 90, then 120, then 150, and then 180, like that. So this is the orientation of the D. When we have to use it, we have to use it such that the stick of the lollipop is always in the sleeping position, in the horizontal position. So first we teach how to place the D on the sheet. So place a point marker anywhere. Now इसके ऊपर इसको पहना दो. Fit the protractor on the point marker. Once it is fit, try to align your D horizontally such that this line is horizontal, which is your 0 degree reference line. And then they can read out the various angles. Ask them, okay, go to 60 degrees. See whether they are able to locate 60 degrees or not. Go to 90 degrees. Go to 120. Go to 35. So let them go to 30 and then 5. So this quick thing can be taught so that they are comfortable with drawing various and measuring various angles also. Okay. So once this part is done, then we'll do the basic construction again. So we'll use the same line. We'll use the point marker. We'll use the point marker to go to the same point again.
So the steps of creating any angle for a sighted student is also the same. Like you first draw a horizontal line, then use a D protractor to place it on the horizontal line, and then create an angle, whichever angle you want. You first put a point on that angle. If you want 45 degree, you put a point on that 45 degree. Then use a scale to create that line. This is what a sighted person does. Similarly, using this kit, you can also do the same. You first create a line. Here we already have a line, so we are using the same line. If you don't have a line, you have to create a new line.
So now I've reached the starting point of the line, and now I'll place my
ending point पे लगाना पड़ेगा, दोनों पे लगाना पड़ेगा. Otherwise it will keep on loaded.
And then go to the other point on the line and place the second point marker. Once the point markers are placed, okay, now place the D such that this line is over the second point marker, like this. So you have your baseline, reference line. Now unfold the sheet again
and check it.
So now it is aligned properly. Now use the shorter line marker, this one. Now first count the angle. Suppose I want to draw 60 degrees. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then place it such that one end is on the point. The one end of the line marker is on the point, and then the other end is over the 60 degree. Like this. If you have to draw 120 degrees, then it will come here. If you have to draw 90 degrees, then it will come here. So this positioning doesn't really matter how far or away, because we have already the point marked. So we know where to start this line. So once this placement is done, the most important is this alignment, angle thing. So it is in the right groove. So this is right now, let's say how much? 10, 20, 30, 40, and let's say 45 I want to draw. So I will draw 45 now. So I place the D, unfold, and just use your finger to draw the line from this point. And then use the stylus. So you have 45 degrees ready. Take out the D. So this way we can draw an angle of any degrees using the protractor.
Am I in?
What happened to Piyush?
Acha, okay.
Piyush, Pulkit, कहाँ पे हैं दोनों?
I thought it was my network.
Same here.
Anyway, it's a nice break. They've not yet come. दोनों चले गए. Pulkit also went.
Oh, Pulkit. So coincidence then.
Yeah,
So we are at.
It was because of IIT Delhi network. There was
Oh, so
Oh,
but we are
okay.
sitting 50 kilometers apart, but using the same network. Right now I'm in Hoskas campus and he's in Sonipat campus, but still. Okay. Okay. So till this point, any difficulty you are facing? Are you able to?
Yeah.
the angle part is clear, na? This is
Angle part
very
is
important.
clear.
And
Okay.
it was fairly easy to do also, right?
Correct.
Just Sylvia, want to check the recording is on again, na? Or has it
I think
stopped?
we just switched it off.
Okay.
You switch it on again?
You can switch it on. Because
Recording.
Okay. Now, let's go to the third.
Measuring the angle भी इसी में दिखता है.
Measuring the angle. So typically for class 6, 7, up to class 6 at least, these concepts are necessary. Once they are comfortable with this, we end the first session at this point for the junior students. Or if we try to explain how to draw a simple circuit, but not any complex constructions. The first session, this much orientation is given. Okay. So now how to measure the angle also.
ऊपर ही रख के आप नीचे से वो पॉइंट मार्कर भी रिमूव
Okay.
पॉइंट मार्कर भी रिमूव कर दो. जैसे स्केल से किया था, the we'll do it similar how we did with the scale.
Okay.
So
I place the D. Try to use this hole to locate the point on the left edge from where you want to measure the angle, and then try to see whether this stick is aligned with the baseline or not. Align it with the baseline, and once it is aligned, hold the D with one hand, and then use the other hand to locate the second line with which angle is to be measured. Go to the line first, and then move your finger towards the protractor. Come to the protractor and try to read the reading just above this. So once you have located the point, okay, use your other hand to come to this point, and then you can start counting from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah. So right now the way I have aligned, it is coming to nearly 50, not 45.
नहीं वो 45 ही आ रहा है बीच में. मेरे को तो बीच में दिख रहा है.
एक सेकंड, मैंने सही से नहीं रखी. रुक एक मिनट. Okay. So this was the mistake. What I was making, the mistake I was making was not putting the D correctly on point A. So point A should come exactly in the center of this hole. Once
so
it is there,
usually they use their finger and put it inside the hole and locate the point.
मेरी तो finger भी मोटी है. So okay, then align this line 1, and then you go to this. So it is coming to 45 degrees properly.
And Sylvia, I think the same protector can also be used on tactile diagram. We tried. You can use the center to align with one edge, and then make a horizontal line place on the tactile horizontal line, and then measure the other line.
Correct.
Same can be used. The idea is here you will be only able to measure in units of 5. But what we have seen is that in construction, usually these units are used. You never draw a 53 point something angle. We usually use this 45, 30, 35, 45, 30, 60, 90.
मतलब सबसे पहले junior classes में it's whole numbers like 30, 60, 90, 120. और फिर जब when you go to higher classes तब वो 45 वाला आएगा, फिर वो 70 और उस वाले 10 degrees वाले आते हैं.
दो एंगल और आते हैं.
बट इस वाले से मेजरमेंट अभी जो ऑलरेडी बना हुआ है, सपोजिंग अ टैक्टाइल इज गिवन टू यू, इससे मेजरमेंट तो नहीं होगा ना?
होगा ना, करता हूँ.
सेम वे में ना, टैक्टाइल के ऊपर यू कैन प्लेस इट,
ऊपर उसको रख के फिर करना है,
एक एंगल को अलाइन करके इसमें,
ओके ओके
ये जैसे ये वाला
ओके,
एंगल।
हाँ बट
I'll
बहुत
locate-
मुश्किल होगा ना,
थोड़ा
नहीं,
सा
base-
प्रैक्टिस चाहिए। हाँ
मतलब ये
हाँ,
सपोज
ये
मेरे को
बहुत
ऐसे
बड़ा है ना, इसीलिए बोल रही हूँ। हाँ
हाँ, तो मेरे को यहाँ पे रखना है,
हाँ
इस कॉर्नर से इसका होल अलाइन करना है,
उंगली से पहले
Okay.
वो अलाइन करना है।
होल अलाइन करना है, फिर नीचे वाली लाइन से इसको बेस लाइन बनाना है। बेस लाइन शुड
अच्छा।
मैच विद दिस, once it is matched then you
अच्छा।
count, then you go here,
Okay.
get this value, use that finger to mark the point, and then you count from here 10 20 30 40 50 60 70.
Okay.
तो इसमें जो आगे वाले दे आर स्पोक्स ना, दे आर यूजुअली
ये
मेजरिंग
ये वाले
on the teeth on the
Yeah.
Okay, 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 okay. हाँ हाँ।
they help you align with the line, other line.
Oh. Okay, okay, समझ गया है। Okay.
तो मेन कॉन्सेप्ट इज कि होल के साथ पॉइंट ए को अलाइन करो, उसके बाद इसकी बेस लाइन के साथ फर्स्ट लाइन को अलाइन करो,
को align
once
करो।
these are, हाँ ये हो गया,
ये
then
दोनों हो
you
गया,
just
then you can get the measurement.
measure any angle। हाँ
हाँ। ठीक है,
लोकेट करो, फिंगर से पॉइंट को
हाँ।
फिक्स करो और दूसरे हाथ से मेजर कर लो।
कुछ बच्चे क्या करते हैं, एक बार ये लोकेट करने के बाद ना दे होल्ड द प्रोटेक्टर आउटसाइड एंड काउंट, वो बाहर ही निकाल के काउंट कर लेते हैं, व्हिच इज आल्सो फाइन।
हाँ मतलब सही बात है ना, ये मतलब ऐसे कह रहे हैं कि मेरे को ये पता चल गया, ये पता चल गया, तो फिर उसके बाद रखने का कोई मतलब नहीं है ना।
अब मैं यहाँ से
तो,
काउंट करना शुरू करता हूँ,
आई विल जस्ट काउंट कहाँ तक आ रहा है,
तो उसके बाद होल्ड नहीं करना पड़ता उसे।
मतलब जैसे मैं कर रहा था, सो आई वाज लाइक डूइंग डबल एफर्ट ना, कि मैं यहाँ पे रख रहा हूँ, उसको मैं इंश्योर कर रहा हूँ कि वो सही है, बट वंस आई हैव गॉट दिस थिंग, जस्ट टेक इट अप, यूज दिस ग्रूव एंड देन काउंट।
सेम विद द स्केल
60।
ऐसी पीयूष इस पे स्केल रख के भी यू कैन शो हाउ टू मेजर ऑन द टैक्टाइल डायग्राम।
सो टैक्टाइल डायग्राम इज देयर, इसकी आई थिंक ओरिएंटेशन शुड बी एटलीस्ट फिक्स्ड। तो इसके स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट से फ्लैट एज का लेफ्ट मोस्ट पॉइंट मैच करा दो, देन पुश स्केल लिटिल बिट टुवर्ड्स द लाइन, इट विल गेट स्टक and aligned properly, then locate the other point,
फिर उठा लो और मेजर पढ़ लो।
locate the other point first, once you are located then just lift the scale, and then as per your comfort you just count 5 10 15 16 17, and this is between 16 and 17, that means 16.5, so 16.5 centimeter is the length.
Those sheets are also magnetic.
No, it's not magnetic.
It's a marble sheet. अगर लूज शीट्स होंगी, जैसे इन दैट बुक, यू कैन प्लेस दैट शीट ऑन द बोर्ड एंड यूज दैट, वो कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, तो मतलब जैसे इसको भी अगर कर रहे हो तो प्लेस इट लाइक दिस,
अब इसके ऊपर करेंगे तो इट्स मैग्नेटिक, तो
देन इट विल फंक्शन लाइक अ मैग्नेटिक थिंग।
इतना अच्छा नहीं होगा लेकिन
थोड़ा तो कर रहा है।
तो ये जो the other book that I was showing ना, the encyclopedia, there the loose sheets can be placed there and used on this board itself.
ठीक है। Till this point, any other question related to measurement of angles or measurement of length?
Not with measurement, but if children want to mark it or something, write it, so can they do it, or they put it on their blade slate and then they write it later?
Yes, they have to write it later. Like suppose I have to measure this thing, so just for this tactile diagram, I know the braille label here, suppose A, this is B, then on the braille slate I can write AB is equal, I measure first, suppose this length is 6 centimeter, then on my braille slate I can write AB equals 6 centimeter, so that way I can write the answer separately. I don't need to write over this.
Okay.
Okay. Next we go to the concept of drawing circles. So now I'm taking another sheet. Fit it, unfold, fold it, take out the circle frame, left or right, depending on whether you want to draw 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or the multiples of 5. So let's do multiple of 5 this time. So locate the right frame, identify using texture. There is texture on the wings, texture on the front side. Keep it on the slate. Try to orient. One wing is vertical, one is standing in the standing position. Then it becomes easier to orient. That's not necessary. I find it easier this way. So that's why I'm saying. Then always start with a bigger circle, not with the smaller circles, because then if they do it without practice, then sheet tearing will happen. Always start with a circle of big diameter. So take out the outermost circle, which is 75 mm diameter. Just read out the readings to double check. 75, yes, 75. Now locate 75 reading on the fan. Once you have located that reading, then there's a space above it. In this space, this ring should sit. Try to locate the cut on the back side of the ring. Hold the ring above it and just place the ring on the space provided in the fan. Once you have placed it, read it again to ensure that the circle is in right position. Left reading 75, center reading 75, right reading 75. That means it's placed properly. And once you place it from one side, the other two sides will get fitted automatically. So this commentary helps in the background, because when they are trying to do it without looking at it, then this helps. So once this is done, so this is how to place the circle in the ring. Now take it out. First place, now we'll do these steps sequentially. First place the point marker, then place the frame in the point marker. Move it such that one fin is vertical. And then again place the ring, ring on the frame such that the braille readings are together. Locate the cut on the back side. Use the other hand to locate the right position on the frame. Using both your hands, ensure that the ring is placed on the frame. Once it is placed from one side, other two sides will align automatically. Once this is done, you are ready to draw the circle. So once this part is done, then again press the point first. The point is marked, and then use your other hand to try to locate the ring and try to make an impression on the sheet with your fingers. No movement, stylus is required at this point. Just try to make the impression of the circle using your fingers. Once you have done this impression, it's still tactile, half ready tactile. Now use the stylus. Now before they come to this stage, it's very important they are comfortable with holding the stylus and drawing the lines. Only then they should come to the circle, otherwise they start tearing the page. But once they become comfortable, then this concept is simple. Put the stylus such that the gap inside the teeth is over the circle, and then press it gently and slowly start moving your hand. You don't need to move your hand throughout. You can also move the sheet slate. Keep moving the slate also. Then it becomes much easier. Move your hand a little. Move stylus a little, then move sheet. Then move stylus a little, then move slate, sorry. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. Move the stylus, move the slate. Move the stylus, move the slate. Don't put too much pressure. Do it gently. And also check there is no tearing and you're following the circle. Keep checking that. Keep checking that. Do it slowly, do it gently. Keep on doing it. And your circle is ready. So you're drawn the circle with 7.5 centimeter dia. Once this is done, then we generally ask them to do a circle with other dia. This time, pick a ring from the other frame. So this time I'm picking the ring from the left frame. This is smooth on both sides, no texture. So this is the identification, and in this I'll get multiples of 10, like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. This time I want to draw, say 50 mm circle. So locate the ring, locate the correct ring, read the braille, locate the correct ring, start from inside, 30, then 40, then 50. You can use both of your hands to lift the right ring, lift it up, move the box away from you, come back, fold the paper, and on this fin, place the circle ring. So again, you have to use both your hands. First, locate 50 mm on the fan, 30, 40, 50. Once you have located this, then hold the ring with a cut below it, and then try to place it in the gap. Do it from one side, other side, two sides will fit automatically. Press it gently, and your second circle is at the right position. Now, repeat the same steps. Move your finger around the circle to get a rough impression on the sheet. Once you have the rough impression, then use the stylus to draw the circle. Move your hand in which the stylus is there a little bit, and then turn the slate. Then do it a little more, turn the slate. And generally, stylus will go in clockwise direction, the slate will go in anti-clockwise direction. Stylus in clockwise side, slate will go in anti-clockwise. Stylus clockwise, anti-clockwise. Keep checking. You are actually following the circle. The stylus is not going out. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. And you are done. The second circle is also ready. If the impression is not proper, repeat that. Just repeat it. Slowly move. If you put too much pressure or the teeth will go out of the circle, then the paper tearing will start. If the paper is getting tear, then you understand why this is happening, because you are not holding the stylus properly over the ring. So we are done with the circle of another diameter. So this is how a circle can be drawn. So up to this point, these are the things which are like common things required by every child, depending on the class, depending on the standard and their experience with the geometry. You can introduce one or more or all concepts. And once they are comfortable with this, then you can move towards actual constructions. So based on what we have tried till now, it's better to do this session with the students of one class together, 5 to 10 to 15 students. For every 3-4 students, you would need one sighted volunteer who can go to their seat and check whether they are doing it properly or not. And then depending on their experience, you can introduce the concepts.
ठीक है.
Any other concept, Pulkit, which is remaining? क्या हो गया?
मतलब concepts are taught. Arc can also be done in exactly same way as we use.
Arc से तो same ही है. Arcs हम generally first session में अब avoid करते हैं क्योंकि हमें लगा कि वो आपको later stage पे ही चाहिए होती हैं. So once you are completely comfortable, then only you go to arcs.
Yeah, I think that should be fine.
What we have tried in the past is we have tried basic construction. Like we can do construction of an equilateral triangle. So we can try that once here also. Yeah.
वो कैसे करना है?
Right.
Simple.
Equilateral triangle, that means all 3 sides equal.
So first step is we'll draw, suppose we want to draw equilateral triangle with one side of 10 centimeter. Okay, so first we'll draw a horizontal line of 10 centimeter.
I'll put a new sheet, lock it properly. Then I'll place 2 point markers. Move the fin part up. Place the scale horizontally. Align it with the grooves. Then fit the point markers such that distance between them is 10 centimeters. Remove the scale. Mark the points first. ठीक है. Place the line marker. Take the rough impression of the line 10 centimeters starting from the point A to point B with your hand, not with the stylus first. Get the rough impression. Once the impression is there, use the stylus to draw the proper tactile version. Now your baseline is ready of 10 centimeter. What is the next step in the construction, Pulkit?
Then what we'll do is, for the equilateral triangle, we know all angles are 60 degrees, right? So what we'll do is we'll now remove the line marker. The point marker will remain there. Remove the line marker. Take protractor, the lollipop one. Place it horizontally and create a line for 60 degrees.
So then we'll use the other line marker to draw. First, place it on the 30 is there, 40, 50 and 60. Once this part is done, then I've not moved the points, so there's no problem. And then I'll take the impression of the 60-degree angle. Okay. Now the impression is there. I'll draw. But here I have to measure 10 centimeter also, no? To mark the other point.
Not required. for equilateral
अच्छा
triangle.
अच्छा 60 पे नहीं, पर मैं लेंथ ज्यादा भी तो हो सकती है ना, अगर मैं यहाँ पे लाइन ड्रॉ कर दूंगा तो इट मे गो बियॉन्ड 10 सेंटीमीटर, कट पॉइंट नहीं मिलेगा ना। अगर मेरी दो लाइंस 10 सेंटीमीटर की हो गई और एक एंगल 60 का हो गया, तीसरा तो बस ज्वाइनिंग है। ओके, नॉट श्योर, आई हैव फॉरगॉटन हाउ टू डू द कंस्ट्रक्शन प्रॉपर्ली, पर ठीक है। सपोज हाँ तो नहीं, तो आई हैव ओनली टू चॉइसेस ना, इधर तो इफ आई यूज दिस थिंग तो देन आई हैव टू मूव इट अप, remove the protector,
Place the protector on another marker.
हाँ, before I draw the final line. तो मेरे को एक तो ये मेथड है, place the marker here, again from here mark 60 degrees
and draw the line.
हाँ, and again draw the rough line. So then you know where is the meeting point. And once you know where is the meeting point, then you make it darker. So this is one way where we are using two angles, or else we can just use like one angle. हमने एंगल मार्क कर लिया था, उस लाइन पे हमें एक और पॉइंट मार्कर बिठाना पड़ेगा, और देन वी हैव टू मेजर 10 सेंटीमीटर टू कट दैट।
So intersection वाला easier होता है, then क्या करते हैं, intersection पे point marker घुसा देते हैं। So once you get the intersection point, then you can place the point marker on the intersection and then press it. So you get the equilateral triangle. और फिर line dark करनी है, then you can use the line marker to dark it. So now you have all three points. Use the line marker to बड़ा वाला, इससे भी कर सकते हो,
दोनों से ही हो जाएगा।
So you get the equilateral triangle. Was everyone able to do it?
Yeah, I was able to do it. Yeah.
Another
So,
thing, if you want to try, we can try a difficult thing also. We can try an angle bisector. You want to try it?
And that's what I was going to ask the team. Ki Anita and Rishi, what are the other constructions that we normally have to do, that we want to try? A few things that we can try. What are the normal geometry constructions that we need to do?
I think doing an angle bisector will be good, because then you'll have to use the circle to mark an arc, small arcs.
Okay.
Try that.
Okay.
So how do you do that is, we'll use the same equilateral triangle. Okay, don't remove the sheet. We'll create a bisector of the bottom line. Okay, center bisector.
Okay.
For that, what we'll do is we'll place the point marker, the horizontal point markers, 2 point markers back. Just place first point marker, one point marker right now, only one. Okay. So ideally, how do we do an angle bisector is we use compass and create an arc of the same length.
Correct.
So here we'll use the fin. Take a fin, any fin, odd fin or even fin. The fan. Take the fan, place it on this point marker.
So I have taken odd one.
Okay. Now when you do the arc also, the arc should be more than half of the length of the segment. Okay, so we'll take 75 or something.
65, ये अभी है हमारी लगभग 55 है लेंथ ऑफ द बेस लाइन मेरे शीट पे, so that is around 55, तो मैं लेता हूँ 45 ले लेता हूँ।
Place it over this. Okay, draw the circle in such a way that it crosses,
bisects the.
It bisects the top and bottom. draw it.
Okay.
आपकी पीयूष आपने छोटी ली है मेरे ख्याल से आर्क, 50 से ज्यादा लोगे ना, 10 सेंटीमीटर का था।
नहीं सॉरी, मैं लेंथ थी ना वो तो डाया, मैं रेडियस की तरह, रेडियस ज्यादा होना चाहिए ना, ये तो डाया हो गया।
हाँ रेडियस ज्यादा होना चाहिए।
ठीक है, so that's why I always recommend that before doing the final thing, always use your fingers to get the rough. So if some mistake is there, there is a possibility of.
Now trace it. उतना ट्रेस करना है कि वो दूसरी साइड को बाइसेक्ट कर ले और नीचे की साइड भी बाइसेक्ट कर ले, बॉटम साइड आल्सो सिमिलर, उतना ही डिस्टेंस पे बॉटम साइड भी ट्रेस करना है, नीचे भी ले जाना पड़ेगा पीयूष।
नीचे कितना, अभी तो इतना आ गया, और नीचे
ले जाते हाँ, बस हाफ सर्कल टाइप बनेगा।
ठीक है, आर्क, बड़ी आर्क लगा दी।
हाँ बड़ी आर्क लगी,
ठीक है।
ओके, नाउ वन आर्क इज देयर, we'll use the same we'll now remove everything, put a point marker on another arc, another point जिसके आप bisector निकालना है, और सेम आर्क को वहीं पे दूसरे में भी ले जाएंगे।
तो मैं पूरे सेटअप को ही मूव कर रहा हूँ इधर।
पूरे सेटअप को मूव कर देते हैं उसी पे, without changing the setup we'll move the same setup on another point।
ठीक है,
ठीक है, once it is there, then again trace the same circle on the other side so that it intersects the previous arc। ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे दोनों आर्क के इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट्स आ गए। हाँ, you place the point marker in these intersection point, put a line marker and अब नीचे से सब हटा दो। इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट में पॉइंट मार्कर डालना है, एक नीचे एक ऊपर।
How do students identify that the intersection point?
ऊपर उंगली लगा के हो जाता है जो
when I'm touching my finger, so I can see कि at this something, at this point both the lines are crossing each other।
अगेन वो थोड़ा सा 19-20 डलेगा, लेकिन उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा कंस्ट्रक्शन में। There will be a little difference, लेकिन मतलब approximately सही डल जाता है वो।
ठीक है, आ गया।
Then use a line marker to लंबा वाला, चलो इससे भी हो जाएगा।
And I'll take the rough impression।
And this is the bisector। ये डिफिकल्ट कंस्ट्रक्शन है लेकिन डूएबल है। मतलब इस यूजिंग दिस किट यू कैन डू फर्स्ट टू 10th ऑल दीस कंस्ट्रक्शन। Once you get familiar with the kit, it's difficult for even sighted student also. They have to use compass on both the end. We are using the same concept. We are using also the fin on both the end. Similar सही है। You use the point, you create compass, you create arcs, then join those points.
But just thinking कि in constructions, if the final construction is to highlight the final construction, rest of the things can be done with the lighter hand or just with the fingers instead of using the stylus, so that the main raised thing is depicting the final construction.
That can also be done. You can use the finger to get light impression and just mark those. So इसमें if you want to calculate the centroid, मतलब जैसे इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगल में सेंटर पॉइंट कैलकुलेट करना होता है, तो दूसरी लेंथ पे भी आप यू क्रिएट एंगल बाइसेक्टर सेम और यू गेट द सेंट्रॉइड। बस ठीक है। इवन वंस यू गेट द सेंट्रॉइड यू कैन जॉइन द कॉर्नर एंड द सेंटर, यू गेट द एंगल बाइसेक्टर ऑफ 30 डिग्री आल्सो। तो बेसिकली सेम कॉन्सेप्ट है, सिमिलर कंस्ट्रक्शन दैट अ साइटेड पर्सन डज, Only the tools are different. Once you get aware of the tool, how they should be used, then it becomes easy.
And even a bigger use case I see as a teachers. For you, it's something which is, you can use this for creating any tactile diagram. It's not necessary even maths. You have like with geometry kit, we can do any construction. I can draw a physics thing or a chemistry thing. So basically it's giving me a tool. It's like a tool for me to create tactile diagrams on braille paper with hand and very quickly. So that way, that's the another use case of this kit for teachers.
Rishi, what do you say, Rishi? Any other geometry construction that you want to look at?
Yeah,
Rishi or Anita?
Yeah, but I think using this line marker, we have chords, 2 angles we have, one concept, but I think we can draw using this line marker itself. And one more thing, angle bisector is also covered.
One concept is circumcircles and all those things. So circumcircles is also similar kind of concept. You place a circle, you mark point, add point marker on that circle, join using the line marker, and you get a circumcircle.
Okay. ठीक है.
See, when Anupam sir was trying this out, so what he has done is he has created
Anupam
a
sir
booklet
is a blind, Pulkit?
sighted.
Okay.
So he has at least done the constructions himself using the kit. So that way, technically, we can say all constructions which are there in the NCERT can be done using these instruments.
Okay.
But the point is, how many of them can be done by a visually impaired child themselves? So for that thing,
नहीं ये circle और वो circle and bisects वो सब मेरे को they all look pretty good. I really like the way that वो बैठ रहा है. मेरे को सिर्फ ये स्केल का थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम लग रहा है. ये स्केल का वो जो पॉइंट्स डाल रहे हैं ना वो it has to go right into that particular wedge जो दो के बीच में है वही थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम लग रहा है. Everything else seems to be.
तो मेरे ख्याल से आप इसका ये सजेस्ट करूंगा, यू ट्राई इट आउट. मतलब दो चीजें होंगी ना, एक इसमें से कुछ चीजें अभी हमने बेस्ड ऑन सर्टेन एक्सपीरियंस हम लोग आज जो बातें कह रहे हैं, बट एज टीचर्स व्हेन यू एक्चुअली ट्राई आउट विद डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स, उसमें से सम थिंग्स विल फिल्टर आउट ऑटोमेटिकली विद प्रैक्टिस. तो आप अपने तरीके ढूंढ लोगे कि ऐसे नहीं ऐसे करना है, जो पीयूष ने बोला उससे बेटर तरीका तो ये है, तो कुछ तरीके कुछ प्रॉब्लम जो आज लग रही है वो वैसे सॉल्व हो जाएंगी. देन देयर विल बी अ सबसेट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम जिसका एक्चुअल में सोल्यूशन निकालना पड़ेगा. दैट विल लीड टू इंप्रूवमेंट्स इन दिस किट.
The kit itself. Yeah.
So,
I am just thinking वो scale का वो शायद वो point पीछे से आने से अंदर आ सकता है ना. That is the problem. ना? It can go inside only from the back. It cannot go front से. अभी हम measure कर रहे हैं वो हमको पीछे जाके फिर वो dot में जाके उसको point को fix करना है. तो वो
क्योंकि वो
उधर ही अंदर जाएगा वो पॉइंट उधर ही अंदर जाएगा.
राइट. एक साइड से अंदर जाएगा और एक साइड से नहीं जाएगा. एक साइड को ब्लॉकर की तरह यूज करना है कि एक भी रेस सरफेस है उससे जाके इसे अलाइन करने के लिए ये अटक जाएगा.
चलिए इसमें हम लोग मतलब हमारे पास जनरल फीडबैक आया है, हम लोग स्केल की मैग्नेटिक पावर तो बढ़ा रहे हैं. आई थिंक उससे भी थोड़ा
यस आई थिंक दैट विल आल्सो बी इफेक्टिव. हां
तो हम लोग
ऑलरेडी मूव कर रहा है ना वो. दैट इज मूविंग, दैट स्केल मूव्स अदरवाइज. So वो अच्छा रहेगा.
We are already creating it. So ये तो हम डिजाइन में incorporate कर रहे हैं. इसके अलावा if you have any feedback, मतलब अभी again it's first iteration. हमने बहुत small focus group के साथ टेस्ट किया था and we got feedback from them and students were able to do basic construction. अभी हम लोग students हैं, we have not tried even the high level constructions also.
Okay.
So once we go into deep, we have मतलब at least we have something to start with now.
Correct.
Then we can keep on improving and creating great changes. Then there will be GeoMKit version 2, version 3, version 4.
Correct. Good, dear. Good. Achha, I think, but it's at least a step in the right direction. I think it makes geometry a little more accessible, little more easier than anything that is there today. So I think, achha. ठीक है. Anybody else has anything else to check or verify or ask? Pulkit and Piyush?
Yeah, Sylvia ma'am, I just wanted to ask one thing. Hello.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So here, when we use a scale now to draw the lines. So I mean, here, how do we draw that part? I mean, you are asking about writing 2 dots. There will be there 2 dots. How do we draw that 2 points?
So basically, on the 2 dots, Nibin, they have something called what is
Line
it
mark.
called?
Line mark.
Line mark.
Line mark.
Line marker. There's a line marker which
Okay.
sits on both those points. So the way that
Okay.
we're doing this whole construction, Nibin, is that the paper is on the
Okay.
top. Is on the top. Okay.
Okay.
And there is a magnetic board below. So
Okay.
on the magnetic board, we keep those 2 points at whatever, distance apart. And then we keep this something called a line marker. I don't know how to explain to you. This line marker has one edge on the top. Okay. It's got little bit of a hole kind of thing, like a cut straw. Like if you cut a straw, it will have a hole in between. But the straw is round. This is not round. Ye thoda edge hai iska. So you keep this on top of those 2 points, and then you keep the paper on top of this, and this is a sturdy plastic. So if you put your hand and mark it, you will get a line.
I'm not sure I'm able to follow. That's okay. Maybe
that's what.
I will check.
I think
will
you should
check
have
this.
the kit with you. You should have the kit with you. Otherwise, I think it'll be extremely difficult for you to follow.
Correct. Yeah.
So I thought
anyway,
first we will
overall,
understand it, and then then
Yeah,
we will send out the kit so that we can explain it to everybody in the team.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
correct.
only have a few kits that we've sent out to a few of the teachers who will be going to the schools. But we can definitely send you one kit, and we can take you through.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, because it's very interesting. I think you
Exactly.
and all will really.
It is really interesting. I mean, a lot of things. I was unable to visualize. That's what I was
Correct.
not asking any
Exactly.
questions.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think if you get this kit, I think then we should, And I think if we can, but I think, Piyush, aap bol rahe the na, you conduct this online, no? For even for the visually impaired teachers, you've been able to do this, right?
नहीं, अभी तक हमने स्टूडेंट्स के साथ विजुअल इम्पेयर्ड स्टूडेंट्स के साथ फेस टू फेस करा है, बट फॉर साइटेड टीचर्स वी आर एबल टू इजीली डू ऑनलाइन. तभी हमने आज का सेशन सोचा.
I think but
even see the problem is when you are doing it remotely and the other person is not able to locate the component. Then doing it online becomes very
difficult.
Next to impossible.
And even you also don't know whether he's doing it right or not, because then the focus has to shift to the page
from
back
the
to that person, then back
page,
to the page.
yes.
So it becomes very difficult for a visually impaired person to manage it. So either you need a setup in which the camera is always aligned to his page.
Like how Piyush was aligned.
Yes.
The camera. Correct. ठीक है. But I think we've got a good idea. Guys, Anita, Raji, Devi, anybody else has any other comments?
No, ma'am. Actually, he covered everything. Whatever we had in our mind, he covered.
Okay. Nice. ठीक है.
So
I think
we'll get back.
I think we can take it to some of the schools, guys. I think Kwab and Pudamali and all, we can try to take a couple of kits and go and see how the we can first teach the teachers. I think there are a couple of visually impaired teachers who teach maths. Maybe we can first teach them, and then we can also look at the students who we can look at.
See, right now we have more for kits available also. So not the complete mathematics kit, but if you need geom kits specifically in Bangalore region, so there is another donor who wants the kits to be given in Bangalore schools only. So I can route all those donations to your organization.
Yeah, sure.
And
even 50 or 100, I'm talking about that.
Oh, okay. But
And
Bangalore or Karnataka?
Preference is Bangalore, but we can talk about Karnataka.
Yeah, because I think we work in about nearly 25-30 schools across Karnataka. So कुछ इतने numbers तो एक school में नहीं मिलेंगे. पीयूष 350
नहीं मैं
ना?
अभी हाँ अभी तो हम ऐसा कर लेंगे ना, अगर सपोज 50 को हम एलोकेट करते हैं आपको, और तो यू कैन गिव 5 to each school at least to the teachers so that they can start trying out with these students. हाँ
करेक्ट
ये
करेक्ट
भी
तो
कर
एटलीस्ट
सकते हैं। जस्ट टू ऐड टू दिस, हम लोग बहुत सारे स्कूल्स को, जैसे बैंगलोर में वी हैव डिस्कस्ड, वी आर ऑलरेडी कवरिंग फॉर अदर टैक्टाइल बुक्स आल्सो, वेयर द मैथ बुक विल बी गिवन टू देम. Okay, only the geometry kit is not part of that thing. So we are covering Khwa, we are covering Service Association for the Blind, we are also covering Maheshwari.
अभी तो रंगाराव और महेश्वरी अब भेज रहे हो ना?
And Mathru also. So at least these schools we can send the kit,
Geom kit,
so that they have the full package. They will get the tactile books from this project and Geom kit from another project.
Correct. And हमारे में ये है कि कर्नाटका में most of the schools only teach maths till 7th. So ये geom kit तो they'll be able to use it till 7th. I think the higher level constructions is what they'll find it more difficult. But I think 7th तक का constructions तो आराम से हो जाएगा.
हाँ मतलब for the first year तो मैं तो ऐसे देखता हूँ कि टीचर के हाथ में एक टूल आ गया कि उसको जितने भी कॉन्सेप्ट्स बनाने हैं वो खुद बना के क्लास में ले जाएगा. तो उसको it saves a lot of time of the teacher first. तो बच्चे तक ना भी पहुंचे, पहले टीचर के हाथ में तो आ गया, तो at least they can do all the construction on braille paper itself.
Correct. And that will give them a lot of confidence कि सिखा सकते हैं and कर सकते हैं. नहीं तो they struggle to teach these concepts itself.
Right.
Very good.
ठीक है, तो what we'll do is we'll have one group photograph and
sure.
And later you can share the recording of the session.
Yeah.
So I have lots of hopes from this team, super team. सब धुरंधर है एक से बढ़कर. चलो.
Okay.
अरे बाकी लोग तो शक्ल दिखाओ.
Okay. Just take picture with this.
हाँ ये भी हो सकता है.
I'll also bring
ये भी हो सकता है. ये तो मैंने सोचा नहीं था.
Everyone can have one in hand.
Yeah, different.
Take the box again. So we will not take out the tape again.
और पुलकित भूल मत जाना, मेरे को 2 चीज देना है. You have to send those 2 things to me.
Yeah. Just send me your address and I'll send it back.
नहीं ऑफिस को भेज दे, ऑफिस से आता है. ठीक है क्या?
Okay जी. 1 2 3. बढ़िया जी. Thanks.
ठीक है. Thanks so much, Piyush. So I think we'll definitely take this forward.
There are only 10 sheets here. So the school can use the regular paper or
regular paper.
Yeah,
regular braille paper. Okay.
So the size of the sheet is 9 by 12, but they can use a bigger one also. That is not a problem.
I think braille paper थोड़ा बड़ा होता है ना इससे?
12 by 12 का होता है थोड़ा सा.
हाँ.
So here we have used A4
जो books
braille
के
paper.
आते हैं. हाँ.
तो वो भी यूज कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, मतलब एनी ब्रेल पेपर कैन वर्क.
ठीक है.
ओनली थिंग इज दैट नॉर्मल A4 शीट में टीयरिंग का प्रॉब्लम होता है.
हाँ. और पुलकित वो जो बुक्स जो आप भेज रहे हो ना, which you are sending to the schools, वो एक सैंपल कॉपी हमको भी भेज दो ना.
आपके पास है नहीं? अच्छा
नहीं ना.
We'll send the sample copy. सारी बुक का
जयनगर ऑफिस के लिए एक सैंपल भेज दो, so that we can go through, the teachers can go through it there first and then we can take it and go. Thanks Ramesh. ठीक है. Okay guys, thanks so much. So देखते हैं. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, do send me the recording of the session. No. Bye.
Thank you.